sometimes I know that you might feel like you're a little bit on a hamster wheel. And that's part of why I bring the information to you guys that I'm bringing today, so that you can find a way off of that hamster wheel. So you can really grow in your world. You can spend more time with your family. You can do the things that you want to do, if it's travel, if it's go fishing, if it's exercising, whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. That is the goal of this masterclass, to help you find that way to put all of the ducks in a row so that it's very easy for you to make that happen. So I appreciate you guys joining, and I'd really love it if you would put your name, the people who are listening, put your name and where you are practicing, what kind of practice you're in. If you're W-2 or 1099 and you want to share that, that's great. And what part of the country, where are you? My name's Alicia Quanti. I'm in Savannah, Georgia. And many, many, many years ago, I started as 1099 back when I was a registered nurse. And, I've been 1099 for years and years, but then I went to CRNA school. And like the rest of the pack, we all interviewed and went into these W-2 jobs. And I was very oppressed feeling. I was very unhappy. And I made the move to 1099. And after I did that, I received just tons of, people reaching out to me, how did you make this happen? Of course, I can't keep anything in. So I was telling all my friends about, oh yeah, I'm working at 5 different places, and, this is how much money I'm making. And then after another year went by, I'm like, and let me just tell you, my taxes are half of what I was paying back when I was making about half of the money. So I was paying more taxes, even though I was making way less money back when I was W-2. So, most people, they were like, how did this happen? And myself, I was learning, I went through several pitfalls over the years, trying to figure out how is the best way to optimize my 1099 life so that I actually am legally paying the least taxes, following the laws. How does that happen? And, we all know how it feels to go talk to our CPA. We kind of get glazed over. And so, so that was part of what I learned, is that, there are these tricks, these very subtle things that CPAs don't really share with us. On these little short meetings, we have these concerns, and they act more like our counselors, and they're not really giving us the numbers, the hard numbers, the things we want to know. And how can we move those numbers around? How can we channel our cash flow properly? So, that is part of what I teach overall. I have, created a larger masterclass that I go into huge depth on this, because it really is doable. We CRNAs, we understand the money, the CPAs, they understand the money and how to work the numbers to minimize the taxes. Well, we are great learners. And so I took the information that I have gathered over the years, and I put it in a course called the Freedom Masterclass, the 1099 Freedom Masterclass. And it basically is just a super quick way you can transition from W-2 to 1099, but you have support, you have a mentor, someone who you can reach out to at any time. We get on Zoom or the phone, talk about what is going on, where you are in your 1099. And at the same time, you're watching these online classes. And so as you do that, at your leisure, the online classes are accessible on an app. So it's super easy. So it's basically like a Mercedes-Benz shortcut to learning how to be 1099 and really maximizing your life. I almost passed away in 2020, and there was this sarcoma and this big surgery, and I had to go to a specialty center. And when I woke up and found out, it was so touch and go that they lost literally half of my blood volume. And that just doesn't hardly ever happen. And this was not a liver transplant, right? So when my anesthesia crew all came in there, they all took turns and came to visit me. I mean, so many anesthetists took part in my procedure. And I felt so fortunate that all these brilliant people that were trained just like I were able to save my life. So it was at that moment that I decided, you know what? I am going to share with the world now that I had understood Zoom, because right, 2020 was COVID, my kids were doing Zoom. I'm bringing it to everybody. I'm bringing it via social media like I'm doing today. I'm getting the message out because when CRNAs go 1099, suddenly they have such control over their schedule. You've got control over, when you're going to get together with your family, when you're going to, like, if it's somebody's birthday that you want to definitely make that, or your child's play, now you can do that, right? And not just that, you get to control your workplace. So now all of a sudden you get very savvy as you learn and you take my class. In addition to the Freedom Master class, I have created the business of anesthesia for office-based practice. So you can like take that next step where you quadruple your income and you're working independently, but all of this is a process. So, I decided, because I am so excited about being a 1099 CRNA, I decided to share this with all CRNAs. And so I went to the AANA and they're like, absolutely, we definitely want to accredit your course. So they gave 28 Class A credits for my course that you can obtain these credits and get CME reimbursement from your W-2 employer and do it privately, because we offer a discrete receipt. So, and we got approval from the AANA for this. And in addition, we have a companion course called the QuickBooks for 1099 CRNAs Masterclass, taught by Megan Connor, who is a whiz kid 1099 CRNA, who is just got magical ways of getting the point across of how to do the reports so that your CPA is really going to have no trouble minimizing your taxes, your estimated taxes. So, and in addition, then I got together with Brett Maxfield and Adam Chaucer and just so many CRNAs across the country. And we put together the business of anesthesia for office-based practice. So you can learn about medical billing. You can definitely capitalize on the fact that we CRNAs, our scope of practice is exactly the same scope of practice as physicians. And so Medicare recognizes this and reimburses 100% of the same amount that they would for a physician. So, this gives us a ton of value in the marketplace, and it really gives you a ton of confidence. So that is something else I teach is, we really need a confidence boost when we're making the W-2 to 1099 transition. And even if you've been 1099 for years, sometimes it really helps just to learn what works. So I have a negotiation lecture that is actually 2.5 hours long, but you can put it on 1.25. And I have a value lecture as well, in addition to the cash flow management and CPA and taxation lectures. So I teach these in a way that others have said is very fun, because honestly, I always wanted to teach math. I actually have a math minor and wanted to become a math professor, but now I'm able to integrate all my nerdy accounting joy that I've had for years, and I integrated it into these classes. So when you go chat with your CPA, you're not going to get glazed over. You're going to be right on point, know exactly what they're talking about, and you're going to be able to ask the right questions and get the answers you need. So I'm really excited about this. This course can double your income and reduce your taxes. I, at one point, was really overworked. I took tons of call. I just, my days were exhausting. and I started feeling stuck. And at the same time, I felt really undermined, as I didn't realize I was being gaslit by my employers, because most employers will want you to stay W-2, because in that way they can expense your taxes. I mean, they can expense your payroll so that now their taxes are way lower, but you take the hit on the taxes when you're W-2. So it is always better to go 1099. And, I really didn't realize it all until I actually made the transition. So for those of you who are afraid and you're in your comfort zone and you feel like, well, I guess everything's okay, nothing's changed in years, I guess I'm all right. Well, let me tell you, there is a world out there with wonderful, kind people, just like what you work with right now. So you can have the same sort of situation and you can enjoy the work-life balance that you've actually dreamed of, and you'll actually have time to expand on your passions, whatever that is. And some of them, now that you'll be an entrepreneur, will make more money than what you're making as a CRNA. So I have seen this transformation in the people. Around 700 CRNAs have taken my course. And I've just seen the transformation, not just in the individuals, but in the professional, in their professionalism, because now that they can steer where they want to work, they're taking courses like in blocks and that kind of thing, so that they can apply this in different situations and really expanding into the scope of practice that our predecessors put ahead for us. So if you are ready to learn how to do this, I've put some links up in the title, but also I wanted to tell you again, there are 3 classes that I offer: the Freedom Masterclass, a QuickBooks course, and the Business of Anesthesia for office-based practice. So that for the mom and dads out there that are finally ready to have the flexible schedule they really need, and the peace of mind and the money to like quadruple their savings and quadruple their income. And I kid you not, I just want you to know that life is so much better as a 1099 CRNA, and we all need help getting from point A to point B. We didn't just become a CRNA because it was easy. So the 1099 Freedom Masterclass makes moving from W-2 to 1099 very simple. And so what I wanted to share screen with you, and I want to share what others have had to say. Jennifer took my masterclass about 6 months ago.
Hello, my name is Jenny. I'm a CRNA in Illinois. I transitioned from W-2 to 1099 in January 2022. I was already 1099 when I took Alicia's class, but I learned so much. This course is full of amazing information. I learned something beneficial in every unit. The most beneficial material to me personally was information regarding having a home office, breakdown of deductible expenses, and the accountable plan. When I had my taxes done, I felt like I was able to have an educated conversation with my CPA. I am constantly recommending this course because it eased so much of my anxiety about whether I was doing things right on the business side. I am so grateful for Alicia's guidance. If you're on the fence about this course, go for it. You absolutely won't be disappointed.
And I'm so glad that I could make a difference. And really, when you go to the website, the 1099 Success Academy, you'll see what people have written, and it just automatically posts there.
I just want to give Alicia a shout out for her Freedom Masterclass 1099 class. For me, I've been a 1099 for, since about 2010-ish. Started out as a sole proprietor. Last couple of years, I've moved to a S corporation with my business. And I've always been fumbling around with taxes and this and that, and where this money goes, that money goes, and deductions. So I decided to take Alicia's class, and it's just been great. I just can't say enough about Alicia and her staff. I'm going to re-up the subscription again, just because there is a lot of information to take in. I think another year of it will really get me rehearsed on doing the S corporation correctly and being able to save on my taxes. So I appreciate Alicia and all their hard work and the information that she gives out. So I'm excited to continue not my education, but my subscription for the Freedom Masterclass. Thanks, Alicia.
Oh, it's so awesome. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I love that I can change the world for folks for the better. And so this is why I get up every morning to help CRNAs. I mean, I still work 3 days a week, but this
My
is
name is Kelly Miss,
huge.
and I would like to share with you my story of transformation after taking Alicia's 1099 Freedom Masterclass. As a W-2 CRNA, I felt undervalued and confined, and that I just needed to simply accept and deal with the unpleasant work environment situation I was in. I had a lot of fear and concerns about leaving my W-2 job because of this idea that I wouldn't have stability, or the cost of benefits would make 1099 not as profitable as it appears. But I knew I needed to change to 1099 once I learned and gained further insight regarding average cost of benefits, both annually and hourly, through Alicia's examples in this course. I now appreciate the beauty of customizing your benefits, your 401k, medical malpractice, health insurance, and disability to your specific needs. And you can take them wherever you go or wherever you work. You do not have to be bound to a job because they supply your benefits. You can be your own boss and have your own freedom of choice as far as your benefits, where you work, your pay, and your work schedule. Alicia's course opened my eyes to all the possibilities and have broken down the information into manageable and easy to understand pieces. Through guidance from this course, I feel ready and capable that I can leave my full-time W-2 job and be an independent contractor. I already put in my 90-day notice with my W-2 employer to change my status to PRN, signed a contract to start 1099 PRN work, and I am continuing to network. I'm learning that the opportunities are so much more than I imagined. I wholeheartedly recommend Alicia's course. The information provided is invaluable investment. Thank you, Alicia, for empowering me to take the leap and make the change. And thank you to the supportive 1099 community Alicia has established for sharing information and supporting each other.
So kind. Well, I am just so happy that I can be there for CRNAs. And so I mentor, I give a year of free, anytime you need it, mentorship so that we can optimize your individual situation and you have access to the online course. My sister Paris, she manages all the completion certificates and getting you the receipts that you need so that you are able to get this reimbursed. And it is called the Financial Freedom Masterclass, or for the QuickBooks, the Investment Freedom Masterclass. And so, you know, you are able to use these courses for CME reimbursement, which I know is very helpful, especially for just getting this ball rolling. So congratulations to you for being here and for thinking of this, for participating in this masterclass. And I really appreciate your time.